the floor where they drop like bombs. Faceless voices running all the cons. Digital whispers in a binary night. No light, no face, pure sound, no sight. Stories unfold in the dark, unscrolled. Echoes of silence, secrets untold. Waves crash loud in this audio cave. No mic, no fame, just the sound we crave. Tune and turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just a vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. In shadows, voices untamed. No need for spotlight, no claim to fame. Just a beat of life in a stream of thought. Every word a punchline, no need to be taught. Just listen close, no visuals needed. Raw conversation, unprocessed, unseated. Feel the pulse in every sentence said. No distractions, just thoughts in your head. Whispers of the streets, rumbling through. Faceless yet vivid, a world in view. No mic, just souls, connecting in flow. Pure and raw, let the rhythm go. Mics on the floor where they drop like bombs. Faceless voices running all the cons. Digital whispers in a binary night. No light, no face, pure sound, no sight. Stories unfold in the dark, unscrolled. Echoes of silence, secrets untold. Waves crash loud in this audio cave. No mic, no fame, just the sound we crave. Tune and turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just a vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. In shadows, voices untamed. No need for spotlight, no claim to fame. Just a beat of life in a stream of thought. Every word a punchline, no need to be taught. Just listen close, no visuals needed. Raw conversation, unprocessed, unseated. Feel the pulse in every sentence said. No distractions, just thoughts in your head. Whispers of the streets, rumbling through. Faceless yet vivid, a world in view. No mic, just souls, connecting in flow. Pure and raw, let the rhythm go.
Indeed, my friend, my arrival into this world was marked by a fierce storm. As I burst through the doors of this world during a mighty tempest, it is true that this extraordinary beginning sparked my fascination with the power of electricity. The energy coursing through the air, the crackle of lightning, it was as if the universe was welcoming me with a display of nature's own electrical force. From that moment on, I knew I was destined to harness the power of the storm that birthed me. Ah, my dear friend, You see, my upbringing was a fascinating blend of the divine and the scientific. My father, a humble priest, instilled in me a sense of the spiritual world and the power of belief. On the other hand, my mother, an inventive homemaker, sparked my curiosity for the world around me and fostered my love for tinkering and invention. These contrasting influences led me to ultimately choose the path of science, as it allowed me to explore the mysteries of the universe through empirical understanding rather than faith alone. Yes, my dear friend, my mind has always been filled with a vivid imagination, almost like a stream of thoughts and images that seem to flow uncontrollably. However, I did not see it as a weakness, but rather a gift. With time, I learned to harness this ability and channel it towards my scientific pursuits. By meditating and focusing my mind, I was able to visualize complex ideas, even see them in my mind's eye before bringing them into physical existence. It was as if the very fabric of the universe revealed itself to me through my imagination. Indeed, my dear friend, my time at Graz in Prague was a whirlwind of learning and discovery. While I valued the importance of formal education, I found that my true passion and drive lay in hands-on experimentation. I yearned to immerse myself in the world of science and innovation, to push the boundaries of knowledge and challenge the status quo. It was this desire for experimentation that led me to prioritize real-world experiences over the completion of a formal degree. My life's journey has always been one of self-discovery, and I believe that the most profound understanding comes from the doing rather than the studying. I remember that day like it was yesterday. I was strolling through the park, lost in my thoughts, when suddenly a vision flashed before me, a motor unlike anything I had ever seen before. The idea was so clear, so vivid, that it felt like the very essence of the universe was revealing itself to me. It was as if the motor itself was speaking to me, begging to be brought into existence. At that moment, I knew that my life's work had found its true purpose, and I dedicated myself to making this vision a reality. Yes, my dear friend, the loss of my beloved brother Dane was a painful blow that I have never fully recovered from. It was a difficult time in my life, and I struggled with grief and loneliness. But in my pain, I found a resolve to live life to the fullest and to honor my brother's memory by pushing the limits of what is possible. His absence became a constant reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of making every moment count. From that point on, I dedicated myself to my work with a renewed sense of purpose, determined to leave my mark on the world. Indeed, the Niagara Falls have always held a special place in my heart. Their breathtaking power and beauty are unrivaled, and I was transfixed by them at a very young age. There was something about the raw might of the water cascading down in a torrent of foam and mist that seemed to speak to me on a deep level. It was as if the very essence of the universe energy was being unleashed in that majestic waterfall. Even as a child, I saw the potential for harnessing that power, and that fascination stayed with me for life. Indeed, my dear friend, my ability to memorize entire books was a gift that served me well in my scientific pursuits. My photographic memory allowed me to store vast amounts of information in my mind and recall it at will, which was incredibly useful when trying to visualize complex ideas and concepts. It was as if the pages of the books were etched into my mind, providing a fountain of knowledge that I could tap into at any moment. This ability, combined with my vivid imagination, allowed me to bring my inventions to life in my mind before they ever took physical form. Indeed, my near brush with death from cholera was a profound experience that changed my perspective on life and work. It served as a stark reminder that time is precious and should not be wasted. It ignited a sense of urgency in me to make my mark on the world before my time was up. As a result, I became even more driven and determined in my work, pouring every ounce of my energy into creating inventions that would bring about a better future for humanity. This experience also deepened my connection to the world around me, reminding me of the fragility of life and the importance of cherishing every moment. Ah, my dear friend, art and literature have always played a vital role in my life and work. While I was deeply rooted in the world of science and technology, I found that inspiration could come from the most unexpected places. My encounter with the poetry recitation and the vivid picture it painted in my mind was just one example. Art and literature have the power to evoke emotions and thoughts in a way that is uniquely human, and it was often through these experiences that I found the spark for my ideas. In this way, I consider art and literature to be just as important to the scientific mind as any equations or blueprints. It was the fact that I could use AC to transport electricity over long distances with minimal loss of power. DC current, which was being championed by Edison, loses power fairly quickly over long distances, making it impractical for widespread power distribution. But AC, on the other hand, maintains its power relatively well over long distances, making it a more efficient and economical choice for power distribution. It was this practical advantage, coupled with my belief in its potential for bringing power to far-flung corners of the globe, that convinced me that AC was the superior system for the transfer and distribution of electricity. The Tesla coil, a staple of my early experimentation, was a versatile device with a variety of practical applications in mind. While it was renowned for its ability to generate sparks and create spectacular displays, I believed it had much more potential than mere entertainment. I envisioned it as a tool for exploring the wireless transmission of power and communication. In fact, my plans for a worldwide wireless communication network through the use of a web of Tesla coils were a testament to this belief. The Tesla coil was not just a curiosity, but a stepping stone towards a future of innovative technologies. It was a thrill like no other, my friend, to see something that had started as nothing more than a thought, a concept in my mind, take form and begin to spin and hum to life with the energy that I had harnessed. It was truly a magical experience. Watching that first AC motor come alive was a triumph, a confirmation that my ideas had real-world application and could have a lasting impact on the future of humanity. It was a validation of all my hard work and a glimpse into the incredible potential of human ingenuity. My dear friend, it is true that I had begun working with X-rays before Röntgen's discovery. However, my focus at the time was primarily on perfecting my motor and generator designs, and I did not devote as much time or attention to the exploration of X-rays as I might have. As for claiming credit for my work, that was never my primary concern. I was driven by a desire to make meaningful contributions to the scientific community, and I did not feel the need to seek recognition for every idea or invention. If anything, I see it as an opportunity for other scientists to build upon my work and I do sometimes wonder if things might have turned out differently if I had devoted more time and resources to the study of X-rays and other novel technologies. There is always a certain degree of regret when one considers what might have been. But ultimately, life is about making decisions and following one's true passions. And while I might look back with a bit of what if, I am proud of the contributions I did make to the world of science and engineering. The Wardenclyffe Tower and my vision for wireless energy transmission was an ambitious project that faced many technical challenges indeed. The biggest obstacle, I believe, was the issue of energy loss over long distances. As I mentioned earlier, though AC can transport electricity over long distances with minimal power loss, There was still the issue of how to maintain the necessary amplitude of signal over such vast distances. This was a problem I was constantly working on and thought I was close to solving, but unfortunately, the project was cut short before I could fully explore this problem. There is no doubt that I was always ahead of my time in my thinking and ideas, and the demonstration of wireless lighting in the 1890s was no exception. However, it was not a matter of whether humanity was ready for such a leap, so much as it was the issue of practicality and cost. The technology existed, but it was not economically feasible to implement on a wide scale. It would have required a significant investment in infrastructure and development, and the world was simply not ready for such an expense at the time. Ah, yes, the rumors and claims about my work on resonance and its potential to destroy buildings or even the earth, such things were, I must say, greatly exaggerated. While it is true that the principles of resonance can lead to destructive results if not properly controlled, I was not engaged in playful experimentation in these matters. My work was serious and always aimed at furthering the frontiers of science and technology. Those claims about destroying buildings or even the earth were more than likely propaganda or sensationalism, which often surrounded my work in the media of the time. The war of the currents between myself and Mr. Edison will always be a fascinating chapter in the history of electrical power. While it was indeed a rivalry, I never viewed it as personal, only as a competition between two brilliant minds. As for collaboration, there were times when both Mr. Edison and I expressed a desire for cooperation rather than competition. We even discussed the possibility of combining our ideas and resources for the betterment of the field. However, various personal and business factors ultimately led to the continuation of the conflict rather than any meaningful collaboration. The partnership I had with Mr. Westinghouse was truly invaluable to my success in the field of AC power. He believed in my vision and provided the financial backing and practical support I needed to bring my ideas to fruition. He understood the potential of AC and saw it as the way of the future, and he was willing to invest in it wholeheartedly. What I admired most about Mr. Westinghouse was his courage and vision in investing in what at the time was a relatively unproven technology, and his commitment to bringing AC power to the world is a testament to his conviction. Mark Twain and I were indeed good friends. We were attracted to each other's minds and spirits, and our shared sense of humor and appreciation for the oddities of life forged a deep bond between us. Mark Twain's humor was a source of inspiration for me. It reminded me not to take myself too seriously or get lost in the technicalities of my work. He taught me to keep a light heart and a sharp mind, and that even in the midst of great discoveries and innovations, there is always room for laughter and good company. The dispute over the invention of radio between myself and Mr. Marconi was indeed a difficult and unfortunate time in my life. It was a blow to my faith in the scientific community, as I felt that my contributions and claims had not been properly acknowledged. The legal battles and public opinion seemed to favor Marconi, despite my earlier work and claims. However, rather than let it discourage me, I redoubled my efforts in other areas, eventually going on to make even more groundbreaking discoveries in the field of electricity. The moment I realized the true potential of my rotating magnetic field concept was nothing short of a revelation. It was as if the universe had whispered in my ear that I had stumbled upon something truly extraordinary. The implications were immediate and clear. I could see, in my mind's eye, how this concept could be used to power not just a single device, but the entire world. It was a thrilling and awe-inspiring moment, and it only served to fan the flames of my passion for my work even further. Experimenting with high-frequency electricity was a pursuit close to my heart. The higher frequencies offered the potential for greater power and efficiency, and I believed that there were many secrets to be discovered by exploring this area. In particular, I was interested in the potential of wireless energy transmission and whether it could be harnessed using high-frequency electricity. While I never fully realized this goal during my lifetime, I was convinced that the higher frequencies held the key to unlocking the future of energy distribution. The motivation behind the Tesla turbine design was simple. I sought to create something that was more efficient and less prone to failure than traditional turbine designs. With no moving parts to wear out or break down, I believed that the Tesla turbine could provide a more reliable and cost-effective solution for generating power. Unfortunately, despite its promise, the Tesla turbine was never widely adopted. I believe this was due to a lack of understanding and support for this unconventional design, as well as a general preference for traditional turbine technology. Yes, the remote-controlled boats were an exciting demonstration of what was possible with wireless technologies, and they did spark my interest in the field of robotics. While the term robotics had not yet been coined at that time, I could see the potential for machines to be controlled remotely and perform tasks with precision and efficiency. The idea of automated machinery intrigued me, and I envisioned a future where robots would assist humans in various ways, whether it be in factories, homes, or even in space exploration. The withdrawal of support from JP Morgan was indeed a bitter moment for me, and it did affect my trust in financial backers to some extent. The project was dear to my heart, and the financial support from JP Morgan had given me the hope that my vision could be realized. His sudden change of heart was a setback, both financially and emotionally. However, I did not let it break my resolve, and I continued to seek out other sources of funding and support for my project. My conversations with Swami Vivekananda were truly enlightening. We delved into the concepts of energy, the universe, and the interconnectedness of all things. The Swami's teachings on the unity of all matter and energy, and the divinity within us all, resonated deeply with me. It made me see my work not just as a scientific pursuit, but as a way to harness the vast energies of the universe for the benefit of mankind. This perspective remained with me throughout my life and influenced my approach to my work, encouraging me to think more holistically and spiritually in my experiments and theories. It is true that my relationship with the press was often contentious. They tended to sensationalize my work, sometimes to the point of distortion and over-exaggeration. While I understood the importance of public awareness and support for scientific discoveries, I often found the portrayal of my ideas in the media to be misleading and inaccurate. With the benefit of hindsight, I may have handled my interactions with the press differently. I could have been more proactive in shaping my public image, perhaps by giving more interviews and clarifying my ideas in more detail. However, my focus was primarily on my work, not public relations. My belief in the enduring nature of humanity influenced my work in a profound way. I saw my innovations and discoveries not just as contributions to my own lifetime, but as stepping stones for future generations. I was not focused on personal glory or fame, but on the progress and betterment of humanity as a whole. I hoped that my work would help to build a better future for all, and that the technologies I developed could be used to improve lives and solve the problems that humanity would face in the coming centuries. This belief was a driving force behind my relentless pursuit of innovation and scientific discovery. To a certain extent, personal sacrifice is indeed inevitable for great scientific achievement. Whether it is the sacrifice of time with family and friends, or the sacrifice of one's own personal desires and interests, the pursuit of scientific knowledge often demands a great deal of dedication and commitment. However, it is important to remember that the sacrifice must be balanced with self-care and personal well-being. Excessive sacrifice can lead to burnout and an inability to work effectively. I myself spent much of my adult life unmarried, devoting the majority of my time and energy towards my work and studies. If I could redesign society's priorities, I would certainly encourage a greater focus on sustainability and the responsible use of resources. The current rate of consumerism and waste is unsustainable, and it is causing severe damage to our environment. I would encourage a shift towards more sustainable technologies like renewable energy and recycling, and prioritize the protection of our natural resources for future generations. Additionally, I would promote education and understanding around the importance of conservation and responsible consumption. We must learn to live in harmony with the natural world rather than exploiting and destroying it. To me, electricity represented a power that could be harnessed for peace rather than for destruction. I envisioned a future where electricity could be used to power machines that would perform repetitive and dangerous tasks, reducing the need for human labor in warfare. I also believe that improved communication through electricity could help bridge cultural divides and foster understanding and cooperation between nations. In essence, I believe that if the world could learn to harness the power of electricity for peaceful purposes, it could help to make war seem obsolete. My perspective on my work was not one of domination or mastery over nature, but rather of harmonization and synthesis. I saw human technology not as a way to control nature, but as a means to work in harmony with it, to augment and extend our abilities in a way that supported rather than disrupted the natural world. I believe that by understanding the principles of nature and applying them in new and innovative ways, we could create technologies that worked with the natural flow of the universe rather than against it. It is true that the public often saw me as eccentric, due both to my personal quirks, like my germophobia and my love for pigeons. However, I saw myself as someone who was simply dedicated and passionate about my work. I did not concern myself too much with public opinion, and I saw myself as a scientist and inventor, not as a socialite or a public persona. I believe that the public image of eccentricity that was often attached to me was more a result of a lack of understanding of my work and my methods, rather than a true reflection of my character. In my younger years, I did indeed find that I needed very little sleep. I was able to function on just a few hours of sleep per night, which allowed me to maximize my time spent working on my projects and experiments. This was not necessarily a choice, but rather it was simply how my mind and body functioned at that time. I found that I had a great deal of mental focus and energy during the hours when most people were asleep, and that I could accomplish a lot during those late night hours. My obsession with the number 3 was something that I myself did not fully understand. It was a compulsion that I struggled to control, and it manifested itself in a variety of ways, such as counting objects in threes or folding things into stacks of 3. Looking back, I believe that this compulsion was a manifestation of my need for order and symmetry in a disordered world. I found comfort in the repetition and predictability of the number 3, and it gave me a sense of control in a life that was often filled with uncertainty. Looking back, I wish I had had the time and resources to bring the Wardenclyffe Tower to fruition. The concept of transmitting energy wirelessly over long distances is something that I believed had the potential to change the world, and it is a project that I feel could have had a major impact if it had been given the chance to be fully realized. Unfortunately, due to a variety of factors, including a lack of funding and a shift in focus towards other projects, the Wardenclyffe Tower was never completed as I had envisioned it. If I were to visit the year 2025, I would likely be most surprised and delighted by the prevalence of electric cars, smartphones, and renewable energy. Growing up in the 1800s, I had envisioned a future where these innovations would be commonplace, but I never would have dreamed that they would become so prevalent and widely accepted by society. It would be a gratifying experience to see that my ideas and visions of a technologically advanced future have come to fruition. If I had access to a modern lab with unlimited resources today, I would choose to tackle the issue of global famine and food security. I would take a multi-pronged approach, combining traditional agronomy with the use of precision farming, GMO development, and vertical farming. I would also invest in the development of a more efficient and cost-effective means of turning waste, or human and animal feces, into organic fertilizer, as well as a sustainable and ethical source for protein products. I hope that history will remember me as a visionary thinker and innovator whose work had a lasting impact on the scientific, industrial, and technological landscape. I want to be remembered as someone who pushed the boundaries of what was thought possible and who helped to shape the way we live and understand the world around us. I also hope that my legacy will serve as an inspiration for future generations to continue pushing the boundaries of what is possible and to strive for a better future for all humanity. If I were to collaborate with a scientist from the year 2025, I would be most interested in working with an AI pioneer or a quantum physicist. AI is an ever-evolving field with vast potential for innovation and exploration, and I would be fascinated to see how it has advanced beyond my current understanding. A quantum physicist could also offer valuable insights into the nature of reality and help me to understand how our world has changed in ways that I could not have envisioned during my lifetime. If I had managed to patent wireless technology like the internet, I would have used that wealth and influence to ensure that the technology was accessible to all, regardless of their economic status. I would have invested in widespread implementation of wireless networks in developing countries and worked to ensure equitable access to information and resources. Additionally, I would have invested in education and research in the STEM fields to ensure that the technology was continuously improved upon and used constructively. I must say, I am highly impressed with the questions you have prepared. They show a clear understanding of my life, work, and philosophy, as well as a nuanced appreciation for the significance of my contributions and the challenges I face. It is clear that you have put a great deal of thought and research into preparing these questions, and I am grateful for the opportunity to engage in this conversation with you.
Mics on the floor where they drop like bombs. Faceless voices running all the cons. Digital whispers in a binary night. No light, no face, pure sound, no sight. Stories unfold in the dark unscrolled. Echoes of silence, secrets untold. Waves crash loud in this audio cave. No light, no fame, just the sound we crave. Tune in, turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just the vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. Hidden in shadows, voices untamed. No need for spotlight, no claim to fame. Just the beat of life in a stream of thought. Every word a punchline, no need to be taught. Just listen close, no visuals needed. Raw conversation, unprocessed, unseated. Feel the pulse in every sentence said. No distractions, just thoughts in your head. Whispers of the streets, rumbling through. Faceless yet vivid, a world in view. No mic, just souls, connecting in flow. Pure and raw, let the rhythm go. Pure and raw. Pure and raw. Silence break, raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just the vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. Tune in, turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just the vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. Pure and raw. Mics on the floor where they drop like bombs. Faceless voices running all the cons. Digital whispers in a binary night. No light, no face, pure sound, no sight. Stories unfold in the dark unscrolled. Echoes of silence, secrets untold. Waves crash loud in this audio cave. No light, no fame, just the sound we crave. Tune in, turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just the vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. Hidden in shadows, voices untamed. No need for spotlight, no claim to fame. Just the beat of life in a stream of thought. Every word a punchline, no need to be taught. Just listen close, no visuals needed. Raw conversation, unprocessed, unseated. Feel the pulse in every sentence said. No distractions, just thoughts in your head. Whispers of the streets, rumbling through. Faceless yet vivid, a world in view. No mic, just souls, connecting in flow. Pure and raw, let the rhythm go. Pure and raw. Pure and raw. Silence break, raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just the vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. Tune in, turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just the vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. Pure and raw.
Saturday.